And we are back with the BlameGirl Podcast with
Mr. Terry Wayne.
And we got Casey Graves in the house. Thank you for joining us, Casey.
Thank you for having me.
How was your weekend?
Good. Rainy a little bit. You get some rain over where you were at?
I don't even remember. Did you do anything fun or have any shows? Or
I had a show Friday. Had my first Jamaican jerk ribs outside in a street taco, which was way better than the show. I thought. I was like,
where was the show?
Stash, Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then we just went out. Me and Eric Graff went out afterwards.
Yeah.
Ate some food, bounced
And you got some Jamaican
on Jamaican jerk ribs. Fire.
What do you think about that, Terry?
I love Jamaica.
He's frozen.
See, this is what I'm saying.
He's just permanently sad. That's what he looks
He
like.
is, but you love
I
Jamaican.
hate the way it freezes your face. I just want to tell you that it was this.
Well,
You
that
look so
is why
sad.
we normally don't do these on location, which we've talked about several times. But
No, we don't. Shut up. We do this on. I do this on location all the time.
and it
Sorry.
always goes.
I've done it
horribly.
here, and I've said here. It's fine.
how was your weekend?
Thank you for asking.
Nobody cares.
You're just mad because you live in a boring town. Shut up. Jesus. You just don't be spreading your misery my way. All right. You're just mad you can't be anywhere on Monday night and you're frozen looking sad. But anyway, my weekend was
Frozen
pretty
looking
good.
sad.
I did the improv underground spot underground. Do a new at this place called Steel Tie Spirits in West Palm, and it was pretty fun. We just saw Ramon actually, who was my teacher, and he produced the show. He didn't host or anything, but I always like doing new faces because I get to meet new comics. So
Hence the name.
yeah, I feel like I should sit back too. Okay, all right, Terry, how was your weekend?
Boring because I live in a boring town. Remember?
I love these faces.
I'm
It's
not-
frozen and
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
so
still frozen again. Okay.
you're good. You're good now. You're good. You're good.
Okay.
What did you do in your boring town?
What did I do in my boring town? Just made food. I wrote another chapter in my next book, and
Oh, you working on the next book?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, what else? What else you gonna do here? You know, this is so I'm taking it with that. Like, if it's gonna be calm and everything's gonna be quiet, that's a perfect time to start writing.
Yeah. Well, good. That's good. That's like a good environment to be in for writing, I think, because it's like quiet and you can think a lot. So, all right.
Well, yeah,
Oh.
the way I think about it is, Stephen King, lived up in Maine all by himself, and in the woods, and look what he did. So,
Yeah, he wrote some dark stuff.
well, let's go to the dark places.
Yeah.
I'm already dressed for the occasion.
You got the face, the frozen face.
Oh, I got the frozen face. Okay.
I
Yeah,
was
you're pretty choppy too. So,
all
It
right.
feels like COVID all over again.
Why?
The Zoom
Yeah.
oh,
distancing from Terry. I would agree. We're playing this back.
No, I'm just trying to see if how it's running on. Anyway, just ignore what I'm doing. I was just seeing how it's running online.
Terry, we have never met in person, right?
no.
Yeah.
No, when did you start comedy?
Comedy, like a year and 3 months.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, because I moved in April, and even before then, like, I was getting ready to leave and doing all that, so I wasn't really out in the scene that much. But I left my footprint there, though.
Definitely. He did comedy here for a decade and some change before moving away. So, are y'all ready to do some blaming?
Can't wait.
I love how enthusiastic you seem.
I hate this internet connection that you have. That's all.
I don't know what to do for you. We can try to move real quick. I don't know.
It doesn't matter. Let's go. It looks fine online.
We're complaining about it. All right. So
that's the name of the game, though. It's the blame.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be blaming things, and I'm blaming your internet connection.
All right. My internet connection's on fire, according to Terry. And so is Hawaii. Who's to blame, guys?
What a segue. Oh my
God.
God.
I know. She loves her segues.
Thank you.
Speaking of Wi-Fi, you know what's burning right now?
Yeah, 100 people are dead.
but
poor Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Seriously, who's to blame? Why are so many people dead in Hawaii? It's not the Wi-Fi. Where is it?
They are pointing. People are starting at this point to start pointing fingers. I picked this story specifically because you know how I am with climate change. You know how I am, about at least acknowledging how bad it's getting. But this one isn't on climate change, believe it or not. This is just one of those freak occurrences where it happened to be a dry season. There happened to be high winds. They happen to have that just the perfect conditions.
What do you think caused the extremely dry season though? You don't think that was climate change?
No. This seems to be naturally occurring. And you know me, I love to jump on this bandwagon.
I think I can tie it to climate change. Casey, what do you think?
Well, science can't, but go ahead.
I'll be honest. I don't know. I didn't know what was going on until I saw it on the news. It was 7 days ago.
Yeah.
But I haven't touched it. I haven't investigated into it. All I can say is, to Terry's point, there are natural causes in havoc in the world, and it does take a dry. It just takes a dry ass. Sorry, that's good too.
That's
Hi,
good.
how are you? It takes a freak accident for this to be like it's a Mother Nature's issue. You can't. Sometimes we can take it where I think you want to go with it, but sometimes
what caused the fire? Let's start there. What caused the fire? The exceptionally dry season, but what sparked it?
Nobody knows yet. They're still trying to figure that out.
It was maybe I don't know what I'm talking about because I got this information on TikTok. I'll say this. I don't know how accurate it is, but it was the electric company that caused the fire because they didn't turn off or turn it down and the high winds kicked in. And then you have the exceptionally dry season, which that's what I would tie back to climate change. It's fucking hot. I mean, we made a mistake sitting out here to do the podcast, baby, because I'm burning up. I know you're probably.
It's humid.
It is so humid, but it's hot, So Texas, every time I go home to Texas, the grass is more and more dead. Tell me that's not climate change. We're all going to be burning up soon if we don't cut it out. I don't know.
Well, heat does tend to bring rainy seasons, though. Exceptional heat does tend to end up causing more rain. But I agree. Here where I'm at, I think it was 24 days in July were over 100 degrees, which is insane for Tennessee. It was, and like I said, I'd love to agree with you on this, but I just can't.
I think I don't know why you wouldn't feel like that Hawaii's exempt from having their, grassy dried out because of climate change, because it's too fucking hot everywhere. It's not just in Tennessee or Florida or
Did you read the comments on TikTok after you watched the video on TikTok?
Not that one, no.
Okay.
But it's from a source that does usually have good information.
Okay.
So I can't remember who it is, but he also tied it back to this. Okay, so they used to be the biggest producers of something. I can't remember what it was. but they just stopped.
Pineapple.
No, they just stopped, and so they started. Now it's pineapple. He threw Dole in there for some reason, but I don't know that they had anything to do with this. This was the electric company. It was my understanding. It's where it initiated. But if you really want to get down to it, it initiated because that wouldn't have happened if it wasn't so dry right now.
Well, I mean, wildfires existed before.
Hawaii is not a dry space. It's a tropical climate. It never dry out like that. Oh, that's what it was. It was all these crops. They used to grow all these crops. And when they stopped growing all these crops, they just let the grass fields grow, and they grew as high as people. And when the wind,
that's certainly not going to help.
Yeah.
But the thing that we can blame, in my opinion, at least, is the death toll, because the interview that I sent you guys has one of the residents saying there was no warnings whatsoever. Yeah. And officials there are saying, well, there wasn't time. You were talking about minutes between a neighborhood being fine and a neighborhood being on fire.
And they said they did send out warnings via text and other means, but
you can't get on the radio and just tell cops in the area to throw their lights on and get on the loudspeaker and tell them, like, get out of your houses. I mean, you're on an island. Go to the ocean.
Cops didn't really seem to want to deal with it. They're like, we're not equipped to run into burning buildings. So,
well, yeah, you're not running into a burning building. You're getting on your damn phone. I mean, on your loudspeaker, and you're just driving slowly through these neighborhoods and telling people to evacuate. At least give them a chance to survive. We're going to be so cautious with the cops' lives again.
Yeah, exactly.
That, you know what I mean? I hate that when it comes to police. If you're not willing to put yourself in harm's way for others, don't become a cop. You know what I mean? It takes a certain amount of courage.
You can put them in harm's way, which, I don't know. I don't know what to say. But what's crazy to me about this is like how they had to run to the water to live. Like, thank God the water was there. Because if it was,
again, it's an island, so there's always going to be ocean. But yeah, that was amazing that people said they would go out just in the ocean, all up to their knees. And they could just stand there safely and just watch their whole community burn down.
Yeah.
But no, I was very disappointed in the death toll. This is officially America's most deadly wildfire.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it happened in an island, again, where people could just walk out into the water and at least have their lives.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of them did lose their lives. Like the video you did send, he was saying that they're like basically stepping on ashes of some of the people that didn't make it.
Yeah.
And what really fucked up that I saw is that like tourists to the Hawaiian Islands, like one day they're like running to that water to like survive this fire. And then the next day, tourists are in that same water, like lounging and enjoying themselves. These fucking burned cars right here, really?
Yeah.
But it's if you pay for your Hawaiian vacation,
No,
I was there in the fires.
It's no reason not to have a good time.
Yeah, if I was there and the fires went down, I'd probably turn up. I'm like, all right. Like if I was there and I'm like, I paid for this damn vacation.
Like I almost went through an apocalypse.
You gotta make the best out of it.
Give me a grass skirt and some sunglasses.
Give me to another island. I want to go to the other island,
That's true. You could just go to a different island.
Go to the furthest island away so I can enjoy myself in my infinity pool and no one is upset.
What part of Hawaii was this? I don't even know.
I think it was Maui, isn't it? It's the I think so. I don't know. Let me check.
Yeah, Maui.
Yeah.
It was Maui.
Yeah, because if it was one of the smaller islands, they wouldn't even have cared. This wouldn't even be a story.
That'd be 3 days of news.
Yeah, nobody would care.
All right. So I'll just go into it. I missed my transition opportunity. I just realized that. But nonetheless, I don't think you have this right, Terry. This one says Elon tips off Trump. I don't think he did tip off Trump from the video you sent me.
No, that's what he's being investigated for. Is the DOJ is now saying that he tipped off Trump that they were coming for his.
Well, Elon tipped off Trump about subpoenas that were served on Twitter, that Elon Musk was mad that he couldn't say anything to Trump because they had, they were confidential or whatever. And they asked Elon not to say anything because they were afraid like maybe another insurrection or something would happen, right? So Elon, and this was all within days of him taking over Twitter from Jack Dorsey, like 10 days, within 10 days. And the subpoena, the documents were due. Elon would not, they just ignored them. They couldn't serve them and all this stuff. And then finally, Elon's like objecting because he wants to be able to tell Trump. So he filed a motion to be able to tell Trump. And we found out that he lost that motion. But I don't know. Trump is tweeting about it now, and we all know about it. So who's to blame?
Well, yeah, basically what it means is they wanted access to Trump's Twitter account so that they could see his private messages as part of this January 6th investigation, because they believe that there's private messages in there that shows that he knows he lost the election, but he still was trying to impede the peaceful transfer of power. And I just love this story because if Elon goes to jail, it would be amazing. I mean, you don't
like Elon?
I'm not a fan. He's very arrogant. And I understand he's on the spectrum, but so am I.
Let's see what do you think about this whole thing? What's your take? Who's to blame? Why do you think Elon shouldn't have given up or he should have been able to let Trump know that these subpoenas were coming for his account?
Listen, man, I'm just going to say it like it is. Whether you're on the left end of it or the right end of it, everybody's got someone, the little underground people above ground, everybody's got everybody's back in the higher ups, and we're just pawns in a game. And regardless how you feel on political issues, listen, I don't.
So that might be a fact.
You know what I mean?
But you just don't give a fuck.
I just don't care.
Yeah.
Like if it was Biden and it was like, like Oprah Winfrey was like trying to tell Biden, I wouldn't be like, look into this. I'd be like, get her another book. Who cares? Yeah. I don't.
The reason why they didn't want him to know that they were going out, they didn't want him to destroy evidence by deleting things or deleting his account and all that. They didn't want him to destroy the evidence before they could get a hold of it. Now, Elon's got a very don't tell me what to do kind of attitude, and he's second richest man in the world. Like, of course he's going to have that. But that's the thing I love about it is I love seeing a guy who has so much money, he thinks he's above everything else, getting brought down back to reality. Because like you said, between whether you're left or right, who you are, it doesn't matter. No matter how much money you have, we have to have a rule of law that applies to everyone. Otherwise, you know what you get? You get that guy from the Jinx who's got millions of dollars and he thinks he can murder people and get away with it. You know what I mean?
I don't disagree with you. I think that you have to hold them accountable, but I don't for 1 second think that he's going to learn any lesson or he's going to be accountable. It's just not going to happen.
No, he's never going to prison, but it would be amazing if he did.
Terry,
but he's not.
You ever
just
seen
like Trump? He ain't gonna be held accountable.
Have you seen the show Billions?
No, I haven't. I'm aware of it, but I've never seen it.
I mean, it's kind of like they got people who have a few money. It's kind of crazy how people can write things that are very on brand to what goes on in the shadows of our political society. And again, on every side of the parties, it's just at the end of the day, it's just like another thing that someone investigated on and washed, and who knows? But it's like it's tough coming from a place where we're sitting on, because it's like who has, you don't have a big enough megaphone to attack this thing, like the podcast.
No, but that doesn't mean I won't attack it and won't opine on it. I'm still gonna have an opinion. Absolutely. I feel like there's wrongdoing. I'm not. I vote. I want stuff to go a certain way. I think it should. And, I know that I don't have as much power as a billionaire, but I know where my power lies and I use it,
Good.
So, voting is important. And a lot of people think like you, and then we end up with wild politics,
Well, that's why I stick to comedy.
Well, I've always had the opinion, even since I was like a teenager.
If you think it's wrong, hold on. If you think it's wrong, if you think XYZ is wrong, then you should vote against that so that it doesn't just keep happening. Because a lot of people just say like, oh, it's just going to happen anyway, but they don't vote.
How would I vote against that?
If you vote for people that aren't in line with that
How would I vote
person's
against
politics, that's what
that
I would do.
article?
Which article?
The Elon Musk tipping off Trump. How would I vote against
Do you
that?
agree with what he did or not? That's the first.
I don't know if it's true, so I don't have a say on it.
Yeah, if he did.
It's a speculation and hearsay.
But if
because
he
I don't
did,
know about
how
it.
would you feel about it?
If this was actually true,
If he actually
Then-
violated a Justice Department subpoena, what do
Sure.
you think?
if there's a justified, I have a justifiable knowledge to say what's right is right. And if there's factual evidence of something on either party, they should be held accountable. I'm in the same boat as you and Terry.
Yeah. So if you think that, and then everyone's presenting all this evidence to prove or to support
Uh-huh.
towards
Well,
this and that, why wouldn't you go out in the next election and make sure that anyone who is aligned with Trump or thinks Trump should not be held accountable, why wouldn't you go vote against them? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you just walked in like a whole different, that's like a domino effect.
yeah.
That's
Let's not go into the politics
Rabbit hole of a discussion.
too much. Yeah,
That's
the
what
main.
BlameGirl Podcast is for.
Yes, I understand. It's not. We're not straight politics, but no, I think it's important with Elon because unlike Trump, Trump's a he's a figurehead. He's a demigod and to certain people, But with Elon, the important thing to make him an example is we need to show people that just because you have money doesn't mean you're above these things. Trump's a whole argument all unto itself, but Elon needs to be made an example of in this situation. You know why? Because if you go out and you make this kind of money, this is how you get like Bond villains who want to take over the earth, And so we have to, and personally, I always thought it should have been in the Constitution that they should cap personal wealth at a certain point. Because what happens when we have our first trillionaire? Are they just going to take over the US and then that's, Jeff Bezos land?
All right.
I'm glad you said that.
I just want to get in here because we got our boy Jason in the house. Terry, you think that the same rule of law that's been applied to Trump has been equally applied to his opponents? And he's saying that no, not really. I disagree with you, Jason.
So do I.
They're just not as
100%.
bad. Like Trump's horrible. Anyway,
We can show plenty of Democrats who have committed crimes and been not only investigated but imprisoned.
and who's out of touch, Jason? Tell me who's out of touch. All right. I know who's out of touch. People,
I like how you thought about that.
people.
Took her a second.
I know who's out
She
of
was
touch.
buffering.
People who are mad at flash mobbers. Like they're doing all these flash mobs.
There it is.
What are you talking about? You didn't watch it, did you? It's not a flash mob. It was a flash mob robbery.
Yeah, I get it. It was a flash mob robbery. Sorry, I left the word robbery out, but at the same
Well, it's an important word in this case.
To her credit, I said that before we hopped on the podcast. I did. I was like, Giovanni, were they just breaking out in a tune and then they just started stealing shit at Nordstrom's?
That's how I imagine it, because that's what they called it, a flash mob robbery.
Right.
Headliner.
So I'm like, did they start dancing and then like next thing you know, they're fucking grabbing all the Louis? I don't know.
No, this was a planned robbery. But this is gonna keep happening. I mean, you're gonna see this more and more all across the country.
Who's to blame, Terry?
The rich, I'm gonna say.
How I
You
felt
can't
when I heard it, I was like, and Nordstrom.
you can't exactly. You can't Well, this goes right back to the money thing. Okay. The reason we have inflation is because we have more billionaires walking the earth than ever before. And that's what causes inflation. When you give enough money to one group of people and then they just put it into stocks, or they put it into housing, or they put it into this, that money just sits there and does nothing. So what happens? You can't have no money, so you have to create new money. And every time you create new money, you're getting inflation, because the value of the dollar goes down the more that we create. And it's just going to keep going like this. If capitalism is left unchecked completely, it will destroy the global economy. You can't have so much that it's insane. Like I said, when we get to the first trillionaire, the global markets are going to go bananas. Because what are you going to do? Buy the fucking moon? Like, what are you going to do with it?
Need that much money? Why can't you give everybody salaries?
Well, no, it's not even that, but there should be some regulation to where you have to, if you own a corporation, say for instance,
there needs to be fucking trickle down already, you know?
Exactly. That after a certain amount of profits, you have to turn around and put a certain percentage back into your company. And then that would be trickle down. If trickle down economics actually was meant to work the way that it would, or the way that it's supposed to, it would actually work. And it would make our economy very, very strong. But it's never really been designed to actually work the way that they say it does.
Casey, what do you think about these flash mobs?
When I saw that video, I think your Siri went on. Is that going to mess up the audio?
I don't have an answer for that. Is there something?
She doesn't know either. She got no answers.
Did you hear her?
Yeah.
She did not have an answer for that.
No. She's like, I can't help you. You're on your own.
She's like, BlameGirl Podcast, pleading the fifth. No, when I saw that, I thought that was crazy. I mean, that's like, my buddy the other day told me, New York, LA, everybody's out of freaking whack. People just walk into a CVS, put shit in a bag and walk right out. No one does anything. And it's just.
Why should they? Why should those unpaid workers do anything to stop them from robbing your billion-dollar company?
That wasn't kind of like the point. I'm just saying
sorry.
The morality of just walking into something and taking it. Just load up a bag. You'd go into CVS and load up a bag like it's Halloween. Like, I don't think
I wouldn't do that. I would pay, but at the same time, I'm not heartbroken over it.
Well,
I'm not, robbing the shit out of us everywhere else. You know what I'm saying? So
it goes back to the ethics of like what's right is right with the Elon thing. Like there's facts of him getting caught. The fact that these guys are stealing from it's the stealing is the principle. It's not. Yeah. I'm not looking at it.
You're only looking at the stealing on the poverty side. You're not looking at the overall stealing that the corporations are doing to.
Yeah. I mean, if
you know what I'm saying?
People that go into Nordstrom's and take some shit, or walk into CVS, like you say, and grab things, basic necessities and things that a person needs, somehow that's the most immoral thing ever. But, you know, a company like Halliburton or a company like Comcast, you know, gambles in the NASDAQ and then loses somebody's pension. You know, how is that not way worse? You know, there's so many people that have been screwed over by this upper echelon percenters. I mean, how many in 2008? How many?
They stole.
Wait. In 2008, with those gambling on futures and the housing crisis and collapse, how many millions of people's lives were completely destroyed financially? And it wasn't their fault. They didn't really do anything. Crooked mortgage brokers gave them loans that they could never repay if they did, unless they won the lottery or something. They should have never been given those loans. They should have never been able to buy those homes, but they did it so that 5% of the country could benefit on it. And it almost collapsed the global economy again, because once we go down, everybody goes down behind us.
The point I was trying to make was that if you look at it like this, the flash mobbers they stole less than the $350,000 fine that Elon Musk got for being in contempt for not turning over the documents. Like Elon can just throw that money away like nothing. And he did it knowing he could pay that contempt fee. You know what I'm saying? Throw money away like that.
Well, yeah, but they don't care. I mean, look at GM. GM said it would be easier to pay the fines than to do the recall on those faulty ignitions that killed more than 100 people. Not one person went to jail. And they still posted record profits for that year. Yeah. Like money is all that. You can't talk about morals in a society where money is all that matters.
So let me ask you this, and I'm glad you proved that. I'm glad you brought that to light, because I look at it at a surface level of like, all right, crime, pay the fee, but behind the scenes of the higher ups and where you're going with it, let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
How do you resolve that? You know, I mean, like what's...
Oh, you don't. I mean...
Well, I'm saying, I'm just trying to have an engaging dialogue with you. How do you go from there and prove that, where do you go from there?
Well, that's what I'm trying to say is, in my opinion, it doesn't matter. We've gone too far. We have lost our morals to the point where it will take a full-on collapse economically before we learn our lesson, because it's gone too far. There is no way back.
Speaking of losing morals,
here's a segue.
There's a very big
you and these segues.
Very big brawl on the dock in help me out.
Oh, I know. Montgomery,
Alabama.
Yeah.
But who's to blame, guys? What side?
I knew you'd love this one.
What side you choose?
I think you're choosing the white people.
I'm not.
I choose the chair.
I choose the side that was right, and in this case, it was not the white people. Sorry.
No. Well, I mean, it's just bad manners. Anybody who knows anything about boating,
it's entitled, motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly. And and steering one of these big paddle boat ships, like river boats, we used to have them in Memphis all over the place because we're right there on the Mississippi, and they used to go out and do gambling and all this kind of stuff, and it's fun and it's whatever. But they're not like, it's not like driving a Honda. Like it's pretty difficult to navigate. And just the fact that they were so aggressive right off the bat to not move their boat. I watched the captain of that paddle boat ship talk about it. He's like, we only needed him to move it back like 10 feet. Like they weren't saying get out of here. They were saying move so we can bring in this giant thing with hundreds of people on it into our and it was their designated spot. I put this on here because I knew Gio would love it, because Gio likes to go to race on just about everything.
I never know.
And here's the thing. I would love to say that this wasn't about race, but oh God, a couple of those white folks just had to go and drop the N-bomb a few times. So I mean, it definitely had something. It definitely had something to do with. That comes straight from the white captain of the paddle boats. So.
That's what I thought immediately when I saw that. I was like, someone said the N-word.
Yeah, he said.
That was it.
Quoting, it was the guy that started hitting, and then the guy behind him said, "F that N-word up." So.
And then the guy.
And it's Alabama, which doesn't help.
Yeah. Well, he threw his hat up. I guess one of the guys threw his hat up. It was like a signal, and like everybody took off.
Yeah.
And then some guy hit a lady with a chair.
Yeah.
No,
the chair guy was great.
But the lady, the lady was beating up on the guy too. She was kicking him, hitting on him.
Equality. Hit a lady with a chair.
Calling him the N-word.
I have always said, if a chick is hitting me, I'm hitting back. Like, you don't get, just because you have a vagina doesn't mean you get to go around attacking people. You put your hands on me, I don't care who you are.
Carry a chair right now.
I don't care who you are.
I'm still mad because you're like, oh, because I know how much you love talking about race. Fuck you.
You do. You make everything about race.
It's not that I love talking about it. It is an issue in this country.
It is an issue, but it's not always the issue.
Jesus.
It's not always the issue.
It is. It's not.
No, sometimes people are just assholes.
No, sometimes it's capitalism. Sometimes it's men.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna leave it alone.
thank you.
Thank God I'm a woman. Terry, don't hit me.
Case.
Hey, don't hit me. I don't care who you are. You hit
All right.
me.
I want to
That's
get
it.
a little less serious because I'm gonna fuck Terry up. He lucky he in Tennessee, y'all.
Okay.
Casey Graves, welcome to the Blame Girl Podcast.
I like how these should be the starting of the interview.
Yeah. This is the starting of the.
Let's talk. Thanks for having me.
Look, we used to have the
appreciate it.
guests come in later, but it's a lot more fun to have them participate in the dialogue.
Get that stuff out first.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So how long have you been doing comedy?
Like I said to Terry, like a year and a month and 3 months.
Yeah. How did you get started?
Yeah. Okay. That's crazy. So I started doing this because my family was so divided on COVID opinions and facts. And I was so old. And this is like why I don't get too serious about politics, not for nothing, but I just love how like life's too short. And a political opinion, I've lost friends over it. I had friends that hate Ron DeSantis so much that they moved out of the state to go somewhere else. And
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I didn't.
Did you have any friends that didn't believe in COVID so much they ended up dying because they didn't do what they were supposed to?
No.
So I got 4 of those.
No, but go ahead. You're right. This is your time. Go ahead.
Well, like, no, I didn't have anybody die, but like, I didn't have like, I'm just telling you, like, I just thought it was so bizarre because like no one knew when it first came out, no one knew what the hell was going on and all this stuff. And like my families were like not trying to like chill on Thanksgivings and Christmas after what's going down. It's like, dude, the moral of the story is like family is everything to me personally. And I'll tell you right now, if I have to make jokes about how serious you think something is to unite both of you together to forget for fucking a 30-minute sit down at a dinner. I know I talk like Trump, but like if I have to sit down at a 30-minute dinner.
Sit down. No.
But like, I know you hate that.
You're fired. You're fired. Okay, go ahead.
Old Donald Trump with it. But like, but that I'm like, dude, come on. Like I made my grandma, she was like, I have to do church on YouTube now. We're like really Italian. And I was like, how are you going to get the bread? You're going to put your mouth up to the TV and eat the Eucharist? Like, what are you going to do? And like people started laughing because of the visuals. And like, I was like, dude, get me in the damn open mics. Let me fire this shit up. My buddy told me about Spanx the Hog. I was like, I didn't know that was a thing. And I started running the mics and running into Geo. And, and that was like from a year and 3 months to now, I'm hitting all the spots that, she's familiar with. You're probably familiar with when you were still here. And, and that right there, bro, I loved why I started getting addicted to it. Just by making people who have a strong opinion different come together for a small amount of time to be like, yo, we're still fucking human, right? Oh, okay.
Right.
And that is a big challenge in comedy, trying to do that and discussing political issues, but you got to make it funny,
Hey, man, you know me. I've always had the rule. I tried politics on stage one time. I'll never do it again. And it was in 2016 when you could have struck a match and blew up the whole country. That's how high the tension was in 2016. Me and myself personally, me and my father, like 2016 severely damaged our relationship. Now we did get it back, but yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, he was such a staunch supporter of Donald Trump, even though Donald Trump owed us, both me and him, 17 grand a piece. Because we used to have a shop over on Palm Beach Island and we did some sconce work for him. And I was like, how can you support the guy? He owes you 17 grand.
Is that robbery?
Sure. I mean,
well, it doesn't matter. The point that I was trying to make was, this.
It's fine. It's fine.
This I know. This stuff, it doesn't matter. Like people get all rah sis boom bah about it, like they're rooting for an NFL team or something. Like if my team wins the Super Bowl, I don't get a check, right? And whether it be Trump or Bush or Obama or anybody else, very few politicians have ever actually affected my day-to-day life.
All right, we're gonna move on.
Couldn't have
Casey,
said it better myself.
Casey, since you've been doing comedy, what has become your favorite venue? And you can't say
The Improvs. Too easy.
Bro.
Bro.
To the tourist.
Bruh.
Coconut Grove.
I've been trying to make it down there.
You have to.
I can't. I don't know how to get on the list. I'm not driving down there if I'm not on the list because I've done that before. And
We'll talk after this.
okay,
Yeah, for sure. Coconut Grove, Miami. Any one of Manny's rooms over like SLF. Tipsy Flamingo. That's a nice room. Just those are my favorite little spots. I like the Miami spots
we haven't
because
gotten any of the Miami comedy rooms as favorite shit. So that's it.
We got one. Wasn't Red Bar was
Red
one.
Bar, yeah, Bar.
Red Bar was one.
yeah, I like it over there. I don't know. I just like I found like it's I don't know, it's a good vibe. Brews Room, my Magna Carta. I love shout out to Nick Masick. Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, Brews Room's been pretty good lately.
Yeah.
So
Nick Masick.
what's been your favorite or proudest moment as a comedian so far?
The uniting people that probably have a difference. I rip a dude with a fucking MAGA hat and I'll rip a dude with a Black Lives Matter t-shirt and then try to join them together. And like, that's like my biggest, that's like such a rewarding thing to get people out of their newscast because they're all fucking liars too. And I'm just going to speak off the top of how I feel. It's like, I've seen news people talk the same script over and over. It's like, dude, if I can get on stage and I have your attention, I ain't going like Terry, I ain't going politics. I'm going straight up to like what I'm feeling, how I have some angle. And if you want to rock with me or get off the fucking boat. And that's just kind of like that's been my biggest thing. Yeah. That and like I love crowd work. I love getting to know weird people, dude. Yeah. I love it. I don't know.
Joe Rogan's right. Like
oh
I'm sorry. It's Casey. My bad.
That's one of his jokes, right? Isn't that one of your jokes?
Yeah, people tell me I look like him.
Oh no, I just meant with because I watched some of your some of your MMA stuff on Instagram, and then you got the look, and you're doing comedy. Just kind of all put it together.
All right.
Yeah.
So, what has been the biggest challenge as a comedian that you've figured out so far?
When you want to write a joke and you end up trying to force yourself and it just comes out terrible and you're or like when you're on top joke attack and take fuck.
You got to keep working it, and then I've noticed you'll still be adding later. Like as you go on, if you're still telling these jokes, you're gonna think of something later to add to it. So the joke is always like perfecting itself.
It's never.
Oh yeah, a joke should never be finished.
It's never
quote
done.
Unquote. No, there's always a tag. There's always a new line, a new direction, somewhere to go.
So what's the biggest like? Your frustration is when it comes to like getting to through the 3 weeks, or you just impatient or
no. Let me break it down a little bit more. It's like, you know how you have tags on, you have a great joke from beginning and middle, and you don't have a strong enough closer, you don't have a strong enough tag to end the joke.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow, why is a Ferrari sitting in my driveway with Honda Accord wheels?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's where I'm at. Well,
that's the evolution. That's the evolution of writing a bit. It's you just watch it over a certain amount. I would say probably it takes at least 6 months to get a joke to where it, is even somewhat complete. But that's the craft, I think, at least, is going up there, eating it. Just absolutely eating it with a premise, and then learning from it, going back, rewriting it, going back, trying it again. Maybe you do it a little bit better this time. Next time it gets better and better.
It just right to get the laughs just right. Like that's a whole
Well, there's
Like,
there's that
yeah.
old saying. There's that old saying that says you can't polish a turd. I think that's what joke writing is. You're just slowly polishing that turd from the piece of shit
How
it
you
started.
polish the turd.
Right, exactly. And
Polish
then
the turd.
and now it looks shiny as a piece of marble, you know.
And if you're afraid of turds, comedy ain't for you. Okay.
No, like I always say, go up and bomb on purpose at least once. You know,
That's to that. All right.
then you don't get, then you're not afraid of it.
How often do you go up any? Like, are you taking a break or what's your deal?
Yeah, I haven't since I've been here, just because of the way it's all set up. But I am starting to make some contacts in Nashville, so I'll probably be heading down there pretty soon.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can't wait to hear about your upcoming bookings, maybe.
it's a very different atmosphere here, so we'll see how it goes.
From here is gonna be there soon. Right?
Mm.
From like people we know?
Yeah, I feel like somebody out of West Palm is gonna be in Nashville, and I was gonna tell you, but I can't even remember who it was.
Mm.
All right. So Casey, tell us about you, who you are as a person. It sounds like you did MMA. I'd love to know about that. Where are you from? Do you have a day job? You got kids? You married? What do you want to tell us?
I've done Muay Thai kickboxing when I was at Florida State University,
Mm-hmm.
and I was doing,
I've always wanted to learn Muay Thai. Go ahead.
yeah, and it's great. It's awesome. But I've done that for about now 5-6 years because of college. Moved out to LA, tried acting, didn't work out. Then COVID hit. Then I definitely had to move back, and then I continued it here. But then I stopped doing Muay Thai and picked up jiu-jitsu at American Top Team, and I've been rolling for about like 2 years now, on and off because of comedy.
Okay.
But I haven't stopped doing the comedy.
What's he talking about? MMA. So you did
I've always learned.
mixed martial
I commentate MMA.
I've always wanted to learn what Muay Thai is, you know. So this is a good example. That is a good time to learn for me.
It's MMA, right? No,
Mixed martial arts is MMA.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Muay Thai is not mixed martial arts.
No,
It's a martial
Muay
art.
Thai is a Thai
Right.
Is that a martial
style
art?
of kickboxing, and yeah,
Considered martial art.
it's a martial art.
I've always wanted to learn a martial art.
Oh no! So like the kickboxer movies, like that's Muay Thai.
You ever seen on Instagram? There's like a bunch of you'll come across a page every now and then, a fighting page, and they got the little bands, like the little dangling bands over their biceps, shin guards or no shin guards, and then they have boxing gloves, and they're just throwing kicks like crazy. I mean, that's Muay Thai in a nutshell.
I wonder if I could be
So
now.
so like the Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, Kickboxer. That's
Correct.
Muay Thai. Okay, now I got it. All right.
There's like American kickboxing, and there's Muay Thai kickboxing. There's all,
What else you want to tell us? Are you from Florida? Are you a Florida man?
I'm a Florida man. Yeah, well, I live here. Born in Jackson Memorial Hospital, Miami, raised in Pompano Beach, 954.
Oh,
Uh,
it's me right here.
yeah. Oh, you were from there?
Deerfield, Pompano area. Yeah, that's where I spent
dude,
a lot
we're
of time.
not even 10 minutes away, bro.
Oh yeah, no. Sample Road. What's up?
Come down, call me.
Hmm?
We'll go to the elbow room. We'll have a good time. See, I hit a nerve. You saw that?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So, all right. That's it? You got.
I don't have a kid. She wanted to ask if I had kids. I don't have a kid. I have
Florida.
I have family, Florida, Pennsylvania, New York. I got family all over.
You know what I did? I wanted to ask you one more comedy question. Have you been able to travel doing comedy since you've been doing it?
Yeah.
Where'd you get to go?
I did a show in Greece. In
Greece.
EOS.
How did you make that happen?
I went running with the bulls in Pamplona with my buddies.
Mhm.
I quit my job, and he's like, we're going, I 3 weeks at the end of the trip, we're doing a comedy gig in Greece. You in? I'm like, yeah. Ran with the bulls twice, went to Ibiza and all that stuff, Pamplona, everywhere in Spain. And then we went to Mykonos, then did the show in EOS, ended in EOS. And I was like, I had all this Greek material, and I was like, oh, these fucking guys, they don't know what hit them. The whole crowd was Australian. They were from out of town. I was like, what the fuck, you guys? Not trying to be like, what are you guys doing here? They're like, hey, make us laugh, cunt. Make us tell us some jokes.
No,
The Australians, they get around, man. They're on that island, and they're like, they're like, we can't just stay on this island forever. You know, Australians get around.
They need to get the fuck out.
I just love how he went. Oh, Greece. You know, I'm expecting like, oh, Orlando, Jacksonville. Nope, Greece.
Like, I got to travel.
Yeah.
Really
That's the best one. Yeah. I mean, you asked me something, I'm gonna give you the highlight first. Then we'll trickle down. I've done Orlando. I've done local Florida spots, but that's the biggest one. Yeah. You know,
right.
Of course. Yeah. Wait, you said you ran with the Bulls, like literally ran with the Bulls?
Yeah.
I didn't even know they did that in Greece. I thought they did that in Spain.
No. We started our trip in Spain.
Oh, okay.
Bulls, stayed in a hostel, stayed in tents with all these Australian guys drinking sangria and freaking like vermouth. And then all of a sudden we ended up in Greece doing our comedy and just partying like savages.
Oh no, I know exactly what you're talking about. I've been to Spain. I drove through Spain once when I was 15 years ago or something like that. I totally get the vibes. But they mentioned that with the running with the Bulls. I'm like, leave the Bulls alone. I don't need to run from the Bulls.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it was fun.
Are you ready to play the blame game, Casey?
Oh, yeah, I'm right here. Yeah.
Are you ready?
I thought you were talking to Terry.
No,
I thought she was talking to me too. And I do this show every week.
I'm ready. Let's play the blame game.
You wear Hawaiian shirts a lot. Who's to blame?
Glenn Quagmire. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
I dig it, man. I dig Hawaiian shirts. I don't care what anybody says. It's a fat guy's best friend.
Why do you do it? Is it because you're a fat guy?
I'm not.
No, he's not a fat guy.
I'm definitely not a fat guy, but I'll tell you that, like, I think it's been my MO, dude. Like, he ripped on me. He was like, oh, Joe Rogan's in town. But like, I've done, before I even had Joe Rogan, like, watch his podcast, I've been doing MMA just because I thought it was sick shit. I just fit the profile. Mm-hmm. I've been wearing Hawaiian shirts since high school, going to like chili cook-off, rib roundup. Degenerate.
That's why you do it. You just want to fit the character.
Not really.
Like the Florida man character.
It's more like it's everyday attire. Like if that was a button down, I would wear it. You know what I'm saying? Like
this pattern you pick.
You know what I like? They're just easy. They go with everything. You put them on with jeans, you put them on with shorts, sandals, shoes, it doesn't matter. They go with it's the little black dress for men. That's what it is.
What?
Dress for men.
It's the little black dress for men. You can get away with a Hawaiian shirt at any attire, you can't be overdressed or underdressed. You're right in the middle, and it's the party shirt.
You say so.
You go to Palm Beach and you look at a guy wearing khaki shorts and a Hawaiian shirt. He's probably a billionaire. You know what I mean? Like all the rich guys. That's all they wear on Palm Beach is Hawaiian shirts and shorts and sandals because it's smart.
He's like hiding out. All right. So do you have do you want to put out your socials so people can follow you and tell us when your next gig is so that they can see you if they want?
You guys can follow me at Casey Graves Comedy.
On which platform?
All over. On my website, it's Casey Graves Comedy. On my YouTube, it's Casey Graves Comedy. You guess it, we have it. And then my next show is at Dania Beach Improv, August 16th. If this airs in time, if not, delete what I said.
It will.
Okay.
No, it's live right now. We are live.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So you guys, all the Blame Girl followers, see me at the Improv Dania Beach, August 16th. You're welcome to come stop by if you want to. Terry, you might have to start leaving now if you want to get here.
No, not doing that.
That's about it.
All right. Terry, you got words for white people this week?
I do. I got words for the honkies this week.
And
well, it's more words for all people this week, which is kind of, how I try sometimes to make these topics and these themes about what we've been discussing. So we're going to, the word of the week is poverty. Because as we were discussing earlier, if you take all the water out of the well and give it to a few people and you leave none for the rest, you know what's going to happen? Those people aren't just going to sit down and die of dehydration. They're going to eat you and take away your water. Every story that we have talked about so far today can be rooted, the problems can be rooted when it comes down to poverty. You know, they called the 50s the golden age of America. And the reason why it was the golden age of America, which it wasn't, but, you know, it was if you looked like me. You know, if you looked like me or Casey, it was the golden age of America. If you were a woman, your husband could legally beat you. If you were black or brown, no, it wasn't the golden age. But the reason it was considered that is because there was a chicken in every pot and a car in every driveway. And we need to get back to a place of balance economically if anybody wants to succeed, if anybody wants to thrive. I don't give a damn if you're Jeff Bezos. If you tilt the scales too far to the powerful or the wealthy, then the whole thing collapses. And what is it going to matter how many billions of dollars you have when your dollars aren't worth shit? Everybody looks at our fiat economy system with such reverence, like it could never go away, like the value of the dollar could never go down. It's been going down dramatically and steadily for 65 years. I don't understand how we can be filled with such a country of such enlightened and intelligent and educated people that can't see the looming disaster that's coming towards us. And it's not because of, you know, some asteroid that's going to plow into the earth. It's because of our own contempt for what we have. You can't have, you know, one group of people that is obscenely wealthy and a huge group of people that are still struggling just to buy groceries and feed their family and expect that to last. That balance is not going, it's not going to last. It's just not. There is a looming economic disaster coming in the next, I would guess, 25 years that will rock this planet to its core. And I hate to see it, but unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about it. So my advice to everyone would be just to look at other people and look at those in your community with softer eyes, because there is going to come a time, in my opinion, at least, very, very shortly, when you're going to have to rely on those people and they're going to have to rely on you. And we're going to get back to a place that is a lot more balanced, but also a lot more compassionate. And hopefully we learn that lesson and hopefully we learn that lesson and we don't repeat the mistakes of the past.
Yeah, I
very
don't,
doom and gloom this week. Very
it's
doom and gloom.
doom and gloom, but I can't say I disagree with the message. It's what's the forefront of a lot of the topics you sent, because that's what I was thinking. Like I said, with the flash mob, like I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck that Nordstrom's getting robbed. Groceries are so fucking expensive. You know what I'm saying?
They are. You can't go to Publix for under $100 anymore.
How's gas over there?
Gas runs about $3.25 right now.
Damn.
Not bad. Not bad.
Damn. We're almost at 4.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
think about it. Cali's at what, 12? So
I thought Cali's at 5.
Well, if you're one of those people that always want to live in the Wild West, if you're one of those people that always glorified and fantasized about the Wild West, stick around. It's going to be that again soon.
all right. Terry, what do you want to tell everybody?
Just buy the book. It's Unclaimed Ashes on Amazon. Sale right now. Get it while there's still plenty of copies.
Yeah. Fuck.
I say plenty of copies.
Yeah. I have a show coming up this Sunday. All right. You got to follow me. I should have looked it up before I got here. I've been handwriting. Can't remember where it's at. I think
Just
it's
check her social medias out. It's Blame Girl on everything.
at a flash show, but I don't think it's at Stash. I can't remember
Are we
the.
on a flash show?
Oh
At
yeah,
Social Room?
that's where we're at. We're at Social Room. Is that next Sunday? I think that's next
Maybe.
Sunday.
Mm.
You can catch me and Casey this month. Just like I said, follow my social media, get in claim dashes, and until next week.